We have jumped into Blacknut. Here we are. Here's what you see when you log in. Now, this is essentially, it's about £13 per month to get access to it. And this is what you see when you log in. So you basically set up a little account, username, password, pays your money and so on. It's on a month-by-month basis. So you've got no problems about being locked in if it ain't working for you. And you will see this as your main interface. So Saints Row 4 being shown here as their kind of hero piece at the top. And then if I come down, this is kind of reminiscent of Luna and, of course, GeForce. So we have recently addeds here. Below there, we've got a genre. So we have racing as a genre. And there's Dakar. Of course, it's Dakar Desert Rally that's released today, so you can play the earlier version of that one. Then we have runners, it says. It's running. It's a genre, I guess. Sports, so we got Rugby 20. Now that's interesting, actually. That's probably the best version of rugby that came out. The most recent one I bought and got a refund. It was dire. And then we have action. Obviously, each of these is just showing you some examples. Lords of the Fallen, we got Technomancer and so on. Saints Row 4 here, and Saints Row Cut of Hell. Some stealth titles, some strategy titles, some platformers, and then some narratives. Some Disney stuff, which is interesting. And some retro as well. We've got some more challenging games. So you can see there's a fair slice, and they've done a good job of curating it, so you can look and see the kind of stuff that's of interest to you. Multiplayer, which is good, so you know that you've got multiplayer options without having to pay extra. Some humorous stuff, some stuff for the family, even older kids, which is cool. Parents, which is interesting. hope there's nothing too adult in there. Some indies, some puzzles, and so on and so on and so on. Co-op, there's some more family stuff there. So it's, I guess it's for the whole family. Simulations, management, casual, on and on. And then we get to the end. And down the left-hand side, so that's the home screen. On the left-hand side, under this, we can see individual games. I'm not sure whether these are featured games. If I hover over these icons, it doesn't kind of tell me what they mean. But okay, so it may just be a little bit more information about specific games, which is pretty cool. We go back. I think these are likely to be their sort of recent crop of games. So you can have a look at them in a little bit more detail. We've got Chicken Police, which is a great game. Love that. I mean, it's a lovely looking site, to be fair. I think it's, as I said, this is the app, but you can install Blacknut on Android devices as well, and presumably on TVs, which is pretty good. This one is your genres all broken down into a nice, easy to find category. The most popular ones here at the top. So we can click into multiplayer and then we can go in and see all their variety of multiplayer games. Now, some of the questions in my head I don't have answers to. Are these games cycled out, which seems to be one of the things that happens across the board with Luna and others as well. I don't know the answer to that. I haven't had a chance to research them in great detail. I literally got the code today to have a look at this. So you had internet issues as well, Jerome. Yeah, it could well have been when I crashed. Everything froze and I couldn't even get my phone to work. So it could literally have been a kind of internet spike. Maybe the Russians are taking over the internet. Who knows? But you've got all your genres, which is cool. Can't see, oh yeah, and you've got a search button down here, which is excellent, and some really nice filtering over here on the left hand side. So if you again, I see this as a kind of a Stadia like, and I know that Purple Haze mentioned similar. If you're a casual gamer that's more interested in the genre than a specific title, so, hey, tonight, it's a bit like, oftentimes I'll say to Mrs. Rokk, I quite fancy watching a war film tonight, or, maybe a little romantic number. And that's what we'll look for rather than deliberately looking at what's the latest movies. So you could come in and go, well, I'm quite up for a bit of arcade. Maybe, I definitely want to be able to play it with a controller, so I'll tick that one. I don't care what rating, so I'll go with all. And then obviously you've got options here for duration, which is really good for casual gamers. So if I didn't want anything that was too long, I'll choose this. And this is going to give me games now that are in the arcade, playable with gamepads, no particular worry about the rating, and they're relatively short to play. So I can have a look at Garfield Kart, for example, which is actually a game that I own on GeForce Now. And over here, it's giving me a little bit of information, again, a little bit like Luna. Oh, there's music, but I don't think you guys will hear it because I haven't got audio set up. So again, 3+, it tells us that you can play keyboard and mouse as well as gamepad, so you do have those options. It's a multiplayer game. You can play singularly. I believe it's a co-op as well. And you can play it on a television. I think that's what that means. I'm not quite sure what that means, to be honest with you. I can add it to my favourites, which is cool. And then it tells us speed, type, duration, quick sessions, difficulty low, ratings. Game Zebo. Yep. So it's like a Rotten Tomatoes rating. So they've taken a rating from an existing rating blog. The commands are indicated in the game options, and then it also gives you some other options. So it's really nicely curated. I do like the interface. I think these guys are trying really hard, which is cool to see. So that's all of it. So let's fire up a game, shall we? I tell you what, before we do that, I just wanted to have a look at what these little icons, the recently added. So it gives you 5, probably in no particular order. And then if you click on that icon, it pulls them all up. There we are. So now you can see all of the recently added games. Now, I don't know over what period of time. It may be a month, or it may be a lot longer. But we can see here we've got Golf Club, Wasteland, and a lot of these games as well I haven't seen in other places. Align 4 Big, anybody that, I don't know if it's called this in other parts of the world, but in the UK that's called Connect 4. We have a Constellation game. But in and amongst there, we've got things like Metro Exodus, which is a fantastic game. We talked about it last week, I think. What else have we got here? Multiverse 3, that's a good game. Vertigo's a good game. I do like the look of Golf Club Wasteland, I have to say. It looks pretty cool. Mombo Quest. So, there's a whole potpourri of different genres and styles of game here for all tastes. And it looks to me like they try and slide in some AA's, older AAA's amongst a lot of the indies and the mobile converts as well. Asterix, and I know, very, very popular in Europe, but unknown largely outside of Europe. I've talked in the past to my American friends, and they'd never heard of Asterix the Gaul, but hugely popular books, comic books and cartoons from about the 60s and 70s onwards. Huge in France still. They have an Asterix theme park, I believe, in France. So yeah, plenty going on in there, and all of them available within the monthly price. Every month they're dropping another ton of games into the system, which you get to play for your monthly amount. You're not having to pay for any of these games. So worth bearing that in mind. So let's go and have a look at our favourites. Here we go. We've got last played, which is cool. So once we've played a game, they'll all show up in here, so you can instantly go in and carry on as well. You've kind of got to look at this now and say, well, I've been paying for Stadia about this kind of price. This kind of works for me, particularly if you are outside of the US and you don't have Amazon Luna, but it's a similar kind of thing to Amazon Luna. So here we go. Garfield Kart is pending. I'm going to play it with my controller, see how it works. Whoop, whoop. 1080p if I'm not mistaken, but that is fairly standard. Again, it's standard for Luna and other services. I'm going to take my headphones off because I'm hearing the music and you're not, and it's actually annoying me. Right, so let's see. Cars. There, I'm going to be Garfield. This is how it works. You choose your character, you choose your car. I'll go with that one. You choose a hat. Hey Master, how are you, buddy? We'll choose an asteroid one. Oh, we've got to buy that. No, we haven't got any enough stuff to do that. And do you know what? I'm wondering whether this has picked up the saves from my. It couldn't have done, surely. I'm just wondering how I got 400 of those things, and it sort of launched me into the game. How weird. No, it must just be coincidental, surely. But don't call me surely. Right, there we go. So, yeah, no, it would say your name down here. Single race. I mean, it's working fine. I'm not having any lag issues. I'm moving my mouse, and as I move it, this thing is popping up and down. So we go with Cats in the Hood. But it is 1080p, so bear that in mind that it's designed really for playing on a television or a smaller monitor or maybe a handheld device. And we'll go with that one. Not sure. Oh, it's hidden behind my water bottle. Sorry. There it goes. Then we come in here and choose our stuff. And we'll choose Go. You haven't selected a boost. Oh yes, that's right. You can drop stuff as you go. Now I'm not sure what the keyboard and mouse controls are, annoyingly, but we'll go with WASD and the spacebar. No, it's not going anywhere. Oh, here we are. Yep, it's the cursor. It's the arrow keys. So yeah, the idea is you go through these toffees and things, and that gives you a boost. You'll see it randomly choosing. It's given me a pie, and I'm not sure how I select the pie, but what you do is you can drop it behind you and it slows players down, so it's giving me some more stuff as well. Here's some more. 1, 2, got some coins. We're in first place. Not bad. Let's get ourselves around the bend. It's actually a really nice game, this, and you can play split screen co-op. I've played it with my daughter, and she loves a good old racing game. Round 2 of 3. There we go. You need to use that booster. Let's go. Oh yes, we've been picked up by the old UFOs. That gives everybody a chance behind us. Oh, look at this, they're right behind. Need to get this. Oh no! No, quick, get up with a speed boost. This is where you need your booster to slow them down, but I'm not sure what the key is for it. F sharp. Do 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 do. So I would say my summation would be I'm impressed. I think the interface is lovely. It's very reminiscent to me of Luna. We won! Hooray! Very reminiscent of Luna, and definitely as a service, it's aimed at a casual game arena. You're getting new games every month added to the service, so in a sense that is reminiscent of the pro games, and there's a massive batch of different quality games. I'm trying to find my way out of here, to be honest. I don't know how to quit out. That wasn't going to give me the way out, was it? Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I've come out, but not the way I wanted to. So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure how you do that. That's stuff to be learned, I think. See, normally what happens with GeForce Now is you quit from the game. There is a button that you can press that takes you out. Obviously, the escape key is a favourite, but in this case, it ain't doing it for me. Oh, hang on. There we go. We're in. I actually did shift escape, and that seems to have taken me back, so that's cool. So I love the site. I think the app, and I'm assuming that the browser as well as the Android apps and the smart TV apps and so on are all going to be very similar. I love that there's this curation, that they suggest other games, that it's easy to navigate, that there's this really, really detailed filtering search so that you can do a kind of what shall I play tonight kind of scenario. I think that's really cool. And as I've said, they add games recently, which is great. And they do a blog every month. So I think there's monthly games added, a bit like was the case with Stadia. So you're going to get a blog every month saying, hey, good news, guys. This is the account settings. I left my little rabbit. It reminded me of Arthur. So you can personalize your account. Here's your notifications section. Nothing there, no notifications. You can sign up to your newsletter, so they'll tell you when there's new games and other stuff. You can choose whether you want the light mode or the dark mode. I typically go dark mode, to be honest. And then you just put your email security, subscription length and everything else in there. As I said, look at this. I'm subscribed until the 6th of December. Well, there you go. And you can even run a little connection test to see what you're getting. Here we go. Look, it's telling me I'm getting 850 megs down, no jitter, a lovely ping of 13 and 0% packet loss. I am a dream cloud gamer from these services perspective. There's no question of that. So here we are. Right, so here's Blacknut's homepage. As you see, it says play, but the point is, what I wanted to show you was all the kind of contract stuff. So here it goes. Basically, we have got unlimited access to more than 500 games on all your screens for $12.99 a month. So as I've said, the closest thing really to Luna and Stadia, in the sense that it is you're not paying for any games, but you don't own them either, don't forget. Oh no, look at that, my little water bottle's making its debut there. So if they close down tomorrow, which I don't think they're going to, they've been going now for a little while, I think they're very well funded. And I also think, I'm right in saying, they've got a massive following in Asia. Which is to their credit. So I think these guys are really going for it. They're in there for the long haul. For £13, you get access to 500 games. And on top of that, they are adding new ones all the time. So that's all cool. Play instantly, no download, no installation. So I downloaded the app, but you don't need to. If I click on play, I already have an account. I can play now. I already have an account, I'd log in, and then I can play within here. So, that kind of works in the browser. Browser, mobile device, tablet, television, all those places. Mobile or smart TV. And then we've got a nice little website going on, unlimited access. Oh yeah, this is cool. You can have 5 separate accounts. Family accounts built into this, so each of those people can have access to the same games for that one $12.99 UK, probably $14.99 US per month, which I think is really good. You've got parental controls, so obviously on each of those accounts you set up, you can stipulate that they're only going to get access to whatever rating you want them to have. Obviously online saves, obviously no need to install games, no games to buy, no ads or in-game purchases. Now that's interesting, so they must curate their stuff so that they don't put games in there that have in-game purchases. Another great one for family. So if I know a lot of people pine the fact that they had Stadia family membership and it was really important to them. And as I've said, these guys look like a really good alternative to that. You can start playing on one device, pick it up again later on another, which is, as we've seen, it's a great feature. And they protect your personal data. What is Blacknut? Well, quickly, Blacknut's an online video game streaming service that gives you instant access to hundreds of games. With Blacknut, gaming's as easy as streaming video. One click and you're in. With a monthly subscription, you have access to more than 500 games, 5-player profiles you can play simultaneously, and a game library. So that's really good. You could never play simultaneously with your Stadia family membership. So you could play the Garfield karting, you and your children and your wife, all doing co-op with each individual account on a different device. So that's really cool. What happens to your saves? Well, they all get saved in the cloud, of course, so you can pick up again. This is all standard stuff. What controllers work? They advise you to use an Xbox Bluetooth controller. They're fairly industry standard. To be fair, that's what I was trying to use, although for some reason it didn't work for me. But don't forget, I was using the downloaded Windows app, and actually I wish I just played in the cloud, because I reckon we'd have had a better experience. Feel free to check our list of compatible controllers. How do you cancel? With Blacknut, there's no annoying contracts and no commitments. You can easily cancel your account online in 2 clicks. There are no cancellation fees. Start or stop your account at any time. Your favourite games and saves will be recoverable for up to 6 months if you cancel. So these guys have really thought this through, haven't they? You get they'll keep everything for 6 months. That's brilliant. And the parental control creates up to 5 separate accounts. The whole family gets their own. You can protect some of these profiles with a PIN to prevent younger players from accessing games that are inappropriate for their age. And screen time limit is coming soon as well. That's really important for parental controls. So I think these guys have really given it some thought, haven't they? Here's their controller page. They'll even sell you the controllers, which is quite interesting. Oh no, they don't. They send you through to Amazon, bless them. Well, I hope they get a little cut for, that's the American Amazon account. And a Shax S3B, which I'd never heard of. But it looks pretty good. So there you go, guys, and very good as well that they're mentioning the adaptive controller. So I like the look of these guys. I genuinely think if you're looking for an alternative to Stadia, slightly more expensive, but not massively more. The quality was definitely there, 1080p. So you're not going to get your 4K, you're not going to get your HDR and so on. But I know a lot of people that was meaningless for them anyway. They were very happy with the 1080p. But you do get 500 games and they're adding to them all the time. They've got a curated library. They've definitely thought through the kinds of games that people would like, and it's clearly aimed at family as well. And each of these games will be licensed, so you've got no fears about legal repercussions in the future. Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this, and definitely, I'm hoping, by the way, to get some Blacknut account codes for a future giveaway. I'm asking everybody that we're going to be demoing. At the moment, as you know, we're doing a GeForce Now priority 60-day giveaway. That'll be drawn tomorrow. And I'm waiting to hear from these guys, see if I can get you some 30-day accounts or better, so that you can give it a go. Excellent stuff. Listen, thank you so much for joining me. So they've got lots going through. I think they are a really, for the world, until Luna decides to get its skates on, I think they're a really good fit for Stadia if you're looking to do your casual gaming with your family. I think they've got it sewn up on that front, so that's good news. Guys, thank you so much for the fun of it. I am disappearing. You take care. Clocking out.